Hi, and welcome everyone. I am Friar Tuck, and this is my epoch. And what we're going to be talking about today is how to help the homeless in your community. Because if you're housed and you see people that are down and out, especially with this economic collapse that we're going through, with the something that's going to be greater than the last Great Depression that we had, people are looking around and going, "I want to help the homeless. How do I help the homeless within my community?" And so that's what we're really going to talk about today is helping the homeless within your community. And although I just did a video, so I'm doing a bunch of mass recordings right now because I kind of want to get ahead of the game because I'm about to start traveling again and I don't want to lose my consistency in my schedule. So, one of the things I was just recently talking about in one of the videos I recorded today is just how my life was changed because of what it is that I'm doing here on YouTube and the impact that people have made on me. It is something very it's life changing. Okay, so again, how do you help people within your community that you know are homeless? And if you didn't listen to that video, I'm going to repeat some things that you may not have heard, but I've already talked about in multiple videos because this is extremely important. The reason why my subscribers are able to make an impact in my life is because they know me. Not only do they know me, they know what I need, they know what my shortcomings are, they know what my weaknesses are. They know that if they give me 20 bucks, I'm going to go probably buy me a pack of cigarettes and go sit down at McDonald's and buy something to eat. And then if I have any money left over after that, I'm gonna get some weed because that's medicine for me. Okay, my subscribers know that. Those that disagree with certain things that I do, they help me out in other ways other than giving me a few bucks so I can go grab a pack of smokes, something to eat and something to smoke. Okay, so each person has their own way of what it is that they want to offer help that they feel comfortable in. And but the thing is, you've got to get to know your homeless person. The average homeless person, when you come up to get to know them, they're going to have all these barriers and walls up. Humanity is not nice to us. You get to see the the sickness within humanity and get to see the bottom of the barrel and how we treat those that are less fortunate than us when you become homeless. And so therefore you become guarded, you become irritated and agitated. People will tell you, get away from me, stuff like that. One of my best experiences where I got to meet somebody that really got to know me outside of YouTube was I think it was around 2012 or 13, and I was sitting in a doorway, probably about four or five businesses down from a bar, and I just sit there because I got to know the shopkeep, and they didn't mind that I slept in front of their door as long as I was clean, and I wasn't there when they opened up, which is like 9 or 10 o'clock. I'm always up by about between 6 and 6:30. Sometimes I'm up earlier. The latest I ever get up is 7 o'clock. So I would always be gone. But there was this guy that worked down the street at a print shop, and on his way home from work, he kind of came across me, and he just started asking me some questions, and then he realized, it's like, wow, this guy's intelligent. This guy can, he's not defunct. Now you're not going to have that regular experience with people, but that seems to be what has got me along. You get to know the person. You just keep walking by. You say hi. How are you? How's your day going? If they're gone for a couple of days, hey, I haven't seen you in a couple of days. Are you okay? Everything okay? And it's a slow, long, drawn out process. But the thing is you come by and you say hi for about 3 or 4 or 5 days in a row. The homeless person will start to notice you because they'll be like, this person keeps coming by and saying hi. And then, once you get to that point, then you might sit there, hey, you mind if we sit down? I just want to chat, get to know you a little bit, understand what's going on with you. And most of us will say, yeah, great, fantastic. Those that are really gone and that are really broken, they may not want that. So don't be offended. Everybody is in a different place out here, but helping the homeless within your community first starts with getting to know them, understanding why they're out here. Was it drug addiction? Was it, is that what's keeping them on the streets? Is it mental health? Is that what's keeping them on the streets? Is it that there's no programs out there that are actually helping them? Is that what's keeping them on the streets? Or is it the loss of hope that's keeping them on the streets? Okay, but you don't know that until you get to know them. Okay. And so, as he sat down and he would talk to me, every once in a while he'd throw me a $20 bill. I'm like, dude, I don't need your money. I mean, I appreciate it. I'm gonna go spend it appropriately. But the thing that you're doing for me that means the most to me is that you getting to know me and you show me that I exist. Because so many people are too busy, like even here in Washington, D.C., I've had the cops call on me because he's got a backpack. He looks suspicious. Am I suspicious? Am I doing anything wrong? No, but my due process rights are getting violated on a daily basis because people are afraid of their own shadows and they believe the propaganda that they're hearing on all of these news channels. And some of these people that are content creators are doing a lot to create fear and hysteria towards the homeless. And if you are somebody that watches channels that have come across channels like that, be sure to voice yourself and let people know in the comments that these things are not true. A homeless person is not going to come up and do this to you just because they want your bedroll. You can go get a bedroll anywhere. The only reason what the violence out here is something that is it's premeditated in a lot of ways because things go on. There's nothing out here happens randomly within the homeless community. If people are beating each other up or if people are getting stolen from, there's reasons for that. Okay, and you need to be able to understand those reasons. But just having somebody getting to know you and understanding your needs. And so I've gotten all kinds of gear and all kinds of things that are extremely important to me that have made my life a lot better out here. I've never had this quality of gear at ever any time in my life, even though I owned a business. But when I owned a business, I never thought I would be homeless, so I never really thought about purchasing the gear. I even gave away a backpack that I held on to for a couple of years once I felt comfortable that I don't think I'll ever end up homeless again. And I kind of regret a little bit of it, but it is what it is. All right, so if you're going to help the homeless within your community, these are some things that you can do. Just let them know that they exist. Get to understand where it is that they are at within the uh, 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 within their whole experience. Okay, but the longer you're out here, the harder it is to be able to gain hope. And just somebody acknowledging that you were there is a way for us to be able to know that somebody cares. And your family don't care because you burned all those bridges. Your friends don't care because you burned all those bridges. Hopefully you've matured enough to understand you don't want to burn bridges. Okay. But once you've gotten to that point and understand the impact that will be made for a homeless person is important. Okay, now a lot of people like to come up and give random things to the homeless, and this is something that is very frustrating within the homeless community. But the general rule is if somebody gives it to you, you accept it and you take it with a smile and you move on and you wait till they get out of sight and you either throw it away, give it away, or do something else with it because you're like, this is useless. I can't use it. But again, this is why you need to get to know your homeless person because I like to call them the homeless bags. They give them out, and I think it's a way for the public officials such as the police and other law enforcement organizations to be able to know who the homeless are because they see them walking around with these bags, and so therefore it makes us a walking target because we just painted a bullseye on our back by taking one of these homeless bags. Okay, so that is one thing. So they give you this little satchel, and in there they'll put like 3 bottles of water, a bunch of crap you'll never use, like deodorant and this and that. So no, you might want to ask, do you need soap? Okay, because like me, yeah, I'll ask if somebody came up to me and said, yeah, do you need soap? I would say yes. I can only use Irish Spring because it's the only thing that does good for my skin, so that I can function. You give me this other stuff, I don't like it. It leaves my skin too oily, and then I just feel more gross than when I started because it's more detergent than actual soap. Okay. Other things that we need is look at the weather. Okay. We don't, gear is not quality. Okay, out here. They don't give us things that are going to last more than a few weeks and it's going to get tattered, torn, and destroyed because of how inferior the products are that they give us. So you might want to when I was in Sanford this year, a lady came by and gave a really nice jean coat. That jean coat was what made me, what got me through the winter, because it was warm enough. It had a fleece inside. If it rained, the jean side was very absorbent, so I didn't have to worry about, getting completely soaked through if I got wet. But it kept me warm enough, because you can't get fleece wet, otherwise it stops working. But it got, it kept me warm enough to be able to deal with the Florida winter. Okay. It's things like that actually matter. I've had people come up and give me gift cards like to Buffalo Wild Wings. Well, there wasn't one around where I was, so I traded it away to somebody for something else, and I ended up getting a Chick-fil-A card instead, because he got a Chick-fil-A card, and I'm like, well, I see a lot of Chick-fil-A's, but and he's like, yeah, I want to go to Buffalo Wild Wings. And so we traded. Okay, there's things to be able to do with that. Or as somebody took me to a place where I needed to go, like another homeless person's like, hey, I'm like, hey, I need to find this. Therefore, I can trade it away within the community, and it still goes to what it is that you want to do. Give cards to McDonald's, Burger King, Walmart. Those are important, because that's what helps us be able to function. We're going to eat at a fast food restaurant before we go to a nice restaurant, because if we go in there and we look and smell the way we do, they don't want to service, and they're going to quickly kick us out. And so therefore, you don't really want to set us up for a more depressing failure. Okay, at least McDonald's and Walmart and Burger King, they deal with the homeless every day. That's where we go to get our breakfast, our morning coffee, to use the bathroom, things like that. You got to really be thoughtful about what it is that you need. People give me socks. Well, you know what? I don't wear socks during the summer. I'll wear them during the winter. So giving me socks during the summer isn't going to help me. And then I got to carry all that around and keep it until winter. I'll try, but you have the elements and everything else that you're also contending against. It's things like, being able to have access to, things that we really need. Like, hey, you know what? I need a haircut. Come around with a pair of shears and be like, hey, here, let me give you a haircut. I'll give you a one size fits all. I'm just going to zero it and shave your head. It's the middle of summer. Because most people, I've done that. Like, some of the shelters will have, shears, and I've cut other people's hair because I know how to cut hair. And I can give them a high and tight, or I can give them a complete shave, but those are the only two haircuts I can do. And so when your hair gets long and during the hot summer, you need somebody to be able to do that. So coming out and just as you see people, hey, let's step around to an outlet, zip their head, keep on moving. Things like that are going to make an impact. Now, did that require money? Maybe an initial investment, but that's about it. Okay, so those are some things, if you're looking at helping the homeless within your community, those are some things that you can do that will make an impact, that won't be seen by the homeless community as a waste of your money and the weight in which we got to put on our back. Okay, that's one of the great things I love about my subscribers, is that they're very thoughtful about the things that they send me. Got somebody sending me some MREs. I got somebody that sends me regular things all the time. I got somebody that sends me some of the best care packages, because there's so little waste, and because he repackages everything and condenses it down, it actually makes it so it's more functional to put in my bag. But each person has their own way in which they think and they offer to the homeless. So if you haven't become a subscriber yet, consider becoming a subscriber. Hit that like button. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. And if you're a homeless person like me and there's some stuff that I left out, make sure to go ahead and put that down in the comments, so that those who want to assist the homeless can think of realistic things to be able to give to the homeless. Everything else is down in the description. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.